Carla, Rasheen is the timekeeper, so she'll.
Okay, thanks. Hi, I'm Carla, and today I'm going to talk to you about recycling, how it's going to be better for the future. I want you to remember these 3 words and memorize them. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. If you practice these guidelines every day of your life, you will be contributing to a better future for you, for your children, and for the rest of the world. I'm going to just start off with a little bit of history of garbage. You can't really see the dates, but 1710, when the colonists came over, they used to just bury their trash. They would just dig holes and put all the garbage in the ground. So that wasn't really very clean. In the 1800s, people would just throw their garbage into the streets. So garbage was just accumulating on the streets. So the city decided to let pigs roam the streets and start eating the garbage. And that turned the city into a kind of a stinky city. So that really didn't work. People who came to visit New York were like, it smells really bad. So that wasn't really the best solution for cleaning the garbage. In 1866, the New York Board of Health declared war on garbage and told the communities that they could not throw garbage in the streets anymore. So what happened was people started burning their garbage. And the first incinerator was built on Governor's Island in New York in 1885. So a lot of the garbage then got sent to the incinerator, but then that created pollution in the air. So that was not, again, another solution for that. So people started putting the garbage in landfills. They would just find big wide open spaces and just hauling the garbage in there. In 1948, the Fresh Hills landfill in Staten Island opened, and so much garbage got dumped in there. By 1986, it was the largest landfill in the world. So, in the whole world, there was so much garbage, it was that big. In 1965, they passed the U.S. Solid Waste Disposal Act, which meant that every city had to find a better way to dispose of garbage, and that's when recycling sort of started in the country. So just how New York City recycling began. In 1986, there was a voluntary recycling program started. Not a lot of people did it. It was voluntary, so they just didn't feel like they should. In 1989, they actually passed a mandatory recycling law, local law number 19, which meant that every American household in New York had to start recycling all of their paper products, plastic products, and glass. Some people were confused about what should be recycled, what shouldn't be recycled. A lot of people were like, oh, I'm just too busy, it's going to be too much work to do it. But actually recycling is a lot easier than you think. Here's just a recycling checklist of what you should be recycling. Newspapers, of course, and magazines can be piled together and wrapped into line and put out. Cans, they're cleaned, and you just rinse them out and then crush them. That's perfect. Plastics, number 1 and number 2 plastics. Now, I don't know if you know this, but every plastic container has a little triangle on the bottom of it or along the side of it somewhere that tells you what number it is. There is number 1 through number 7. So numbers 1 and number 2 are the best recyclable plastics that are out. So whenever you go shopping in a supermarket, you can look at the bottom of whatever you're buying, like ketchup or whatever that's plastic. You'll see, and I'll just pass this around so you can look. That's a number 1 recyclable product, and that's like the best kind of recyclable. That can go directly to the recycling centers and be turned into something else. This is baby powder. This is number 2. This is also, it's on the bottom, and that's another good recycling product that you could send to the recycling centers, and that will be turned into something else. Now, I also have this. This is just a little beauty cream that I have. It's a number 5. Number 5 is not a good plastic to recycle, so what you want to do with this is you want to reuse it. So once I finish using this cream, I'm just going to clean it out, and then I'm going to find something else to put in it, and then I can use it again. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, if you see that on something that you're buying, know that it's not going to be really a recycled product, and you should want to reuse that. Okay. And then things that you don't want to recycle are, like dirty newspapers, anything that got wet, electronics can't be recycled, wires and change, plastic bags, obviously they're not recyclable, so that's just a checklist. What you can also do just to help make, besides recycling, to continue helping the earth be more green is you can turn off the faucet and stop the leaks. If you turn off the water faucet while you're brushing your teeth, you're going to be saving 8 gallons of water a day. If you fix the leaky pipe that you have or the leaky shower, you'll be saving 3,000 gallons of water a year in your home, so that's, a good thing. You want to switch your light bulbs to CFL light bulbs. That's compact fluorescent lighting, and this is what that light bulb looks like. I just wanted to bring one so everybody knows. I'm sure you've seen them in the stores. But they only use 38% of energy compared to the 100% of energy that regular light bulbs use. So that's 1/3 of what a regular light bulb is using. There's also the stop and swaps. These are popping up all around the city now. There are places where you can go and just bring your good things that you have, not junk or anything, things that are in working order that you just don't need anymore. And you can drop them off, and then you can also look around to see what other people have left. There's actually one coming up on Sunday, May 16th, right here at the Riverville Y. So I don't know if any of you are moving out of apartments and you have things that you don't want anymore, you can bring it to the swap and stop, and somebody else might be able to use it. Don't use styrofoam. Styrofoam cups and plates are non-biodegradable, and they're just bad for the environment. 25 million styrofoam cups were dumped in the landfills just in 1 year. That's enough plastic to circle the earth 436 times. Well, that's a lot. Use the microwave to heat up your food. Microwaves only use 50% of energy compared to ovens. Store your leftovers in reusable containers. A lot of people just like to wrap them up in plastic or aluminum foil. But if you just use a reusable container, you just wash it out and clean it for the next time, that'll definitely save. Americans used 250,000 miles of plastic wrap in a year, and that's enough plastic to shrink wrap the state of Texas. No more plastic water bottles. I know I already see some plastic water bottles in the class. That's a hard one but you know what? As long as you recycle your plastic water bottle, that should be okay. But so many people just throw them in the garbage, and that's not helping the environment. If every person would recycle just one plastic water bottle out of 10, they would be saving 200 million pounds of plastic being dumped in the landfills. Right now, 25 billion plastic water bottles are used every year. So it's a lot of plastic, but as long as you recycle it, you'll be fine. Take your cans to the recycling center. You'll make money on that. I heard that a couple in Ohio actually raised enough money to throw their whole wedding reception with the money that they raised from taking cans to the recycling center. And of course, use a recyclable grocery bag. When you go to the supermarket, say no to plastic. San Francisco has actually already banned plastic bags. They use only paper. So use paper or use a recyclable grocery bag. These are just some recycling statistics today. 25 cars are recycled per minute. 63% of cans are recycled every year. 25% of new housing is framed in recycled steel. 2.5 million plastic bottles are recycled every hour. If you recycle 1 ton of paper, you're saving 17 trees, almost 7,000 gallons of water, 463 gallons of oil, and you can see the rest. New laws that are coming up. There's a new law that just was passed April 1st of 2011, the Electronic Equipment Recycling and Reuse of 2010 law. This means that all the manufacturing companies that produce electronic equipment can't just throw it in the garbage anymore. They have to create recycling centers to put these products in. Because when they throw electronics in landfills, all those toxic chemicals from the steel, whatever structures that are in the electronics, are poisonous to the earth, and they could fall into the water and pollute the whole earth. So that was just passed, so now that's working, and then by 2012 in January, they're getting all the businesses have to do the same thing, and hopefully by January 2015, every American household will no longer, you won't be able to put your TV out on the curb anymore. You have to bring it to a recycling center. There's also some supermarkets that are very pro-recycling. One of them is Whole Foods, and when I contacted them, they were thrilled to donate some recyclable bags. So I just have one for every person. I just pass this around. Everybody gets a recyclable plastic bag. These are 100% recycled, and you can use these to bring to the supermarkets when you go, instead of using plastic. Thank you.